it's your girl JK, and welcome to another episode of the Many Wigs Podcast, where if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic. And on today's episode, we are being visited by the beautiful actress, poet, DJ, producer, the beautiful Miss Erica Peeples. Hey, beautiful, how are you?
Hello, I'm better now. Beautiful right back at you.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for being here.
Of course.
So how's your beautiful family doing?
My family is wonderful.
Good.
We are together, so that's a blessing.
Good.
My brother's working, that's amazing.
Yes.
Because, you know, he's an actor and singer too.
Yes.
But, you know, my family's great. Thank you for asking.
Good. We're
Thank
glad
you.
to hear that.
Yes.
So you have done so much, so we just gonna dive right into
God
it.
is good. God is so good. Ain't
Okay, so you starred in True to the Game. So how
I
was
did.
that experience?
So True to the Game was such a blessing for me because that was what really gave me my notoriety in the business. It's what made people kind of say, oh, who is that? Let me see who she is. And that was Manny Haley and Columbus Short who gave me that opportunity and that chance to really do that. But it was a wonderful experience. I think also what I've gained from True to the Game is my true fan base. No matter where I go, everywhere I go around the world, people recognize me as Gina from True to the Game, no matter what I've done.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's a blessing, and it's a beautiful thing because it lets me know that I did something right and I'm just doing my job.
That's so funny.
know?
I was talking to Joe the other day. He actually has you coded as Gina in his
Oh,
phone.
really? Yeah, he told me. He called me, he said, you know, you're still in my phone as Gina, right? I said, I'm going to always be Gina.
Always be Gina, yes. And then you also starred in House of Vicious.
House of Vicious, which is a TV show with myself, Tammy Roman, and Redrick, and we just shot season 2 of House of Vicious.
Nice.
Yeah, so that went really well. And
Very
it's
nice.
Amazing.
Okay.
And we had Raven Simone on as creative director,
Oh, she's
so that's
beautiful.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're in for a good treat. It's going to be a completely different show from the first House of Vicious. House of Vicious 2 has a lot of turns, a lot of twists, a lot of drama, and it's shot beautifully, and acting is sublime. So you're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, so we are here for it. We are here for it. You also starred in Candy Burruss's and Todd Tucker's The Pat,
Past.
honey,
Ooh,
and
child.
baby, when I tell you that floored me.
Well, you know, it's
It was
funny.
amazing. It was amazing.
Thank you. A lot of people have been coming up to me like, girl, you in that past?
Yes.
And first of all, I love Candy and Todd, so shout out to them because they are just like family and friends, and I just love how they work together and what they're
Yes.
doing. And so Todd presented me with this character, and he was like, you're going to be a little out there, and then they showed me who she was. I was excited. I was excited because, one, I think it's important for us as the Black culture, as women, to be able to express ourselves sexually and that be okay.
Okay, so how difficult was it for you to play the character that you played in the past?
Oh, how difficult? It wasn't difficult at all, actually.
Okay.
I felt like because she had a very specific agenda, you know, my character, she was Jalen, she was supposed to get this woman to fall for her and then take all the money because time was of the essence.
Right.
So once I knew what I had to do, it was just like a means to an end, right? And there were, you know, it was fun because the way in which she moves is in a way that is not, it's kind of heartless in a sense. But she's focused on one thing, which is to get her money.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, I think women are beautiful. And, you know, even with my sexuality being fluid, I feel like it was really fun to be able to play a character that got to explore a woman being openly sexual.
Now, when you say your sexuality is fluid, expand on that.
So I am bisexual.
Okay.
I love both men and women.
Okay.
Probably women more.
Okay.
But
Hold on.
right. Oh, well, you're beautiful. So yeah. So and it's just not something that's really talked about or you get to see often,
Right.
especially in our movies. So that was exciting for me, and I was happy to do it.
Because honey, them sex scenes was steamy.
You know, and that's also,
So wait, so
that's also
you
why I
wasn't
had to make it
acting.
as real as possible, so you can know what
'Cause you wasn't
happens.
acting.
You know how it goes down, okay?
Right. I
Didn't
loved
have
it.
to act. I just had to do what I do.
Okay.
No.
So you have a girlfriend or boyfriend right now, or both?
Right now, there is someone special, I
Okay.
will say. I don't like to date. Really, it's hard for me to date. I'm more of a monogamous person, so I like being in a relationship.
Okay.
But there is someone out there. It's a woman that's out there.
Okay.
I'm not going to say who, what. We're still exploring.
Okay.
But technically, I am single, but there is somebody special.
And how long have you been exploring with her?
Very new. We'll just say it's very new.
Okay.
It's very new.
Okay.
But it feels like a long time.
Will we get to meet her at the birthday party?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I like to keep, my situations private until we know what it really is. Because so many people like to come in and interfere with something good sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you keep your relationships private, then no one has a chance to mess it up.
Yeah.
Great.
Love it.
Thank you.
So you grew up in Michigan.
Yes.
So born and raised, or?
Born and raised in a small town called Mount Clemens, Michigan. And I love my childhood. There were probably 10,000 people in our town. So it gives you an idea of how small it is. It's the suburbs of Detroit. I always say I'm from Detroit because we're all basically the same. We're a family. And most people don't know about Mount Clemens because it is so small.
It's so small, yeah.
But yes, I am from Mount Clemens, and I give a lot of love and support there, and they've given me a lot of love and support.
Nice.
I actually have my own day in Mount Clemens.
Oh, wow. How did that happen?
So I did one of the premieres for True to the Game in my hometown, and I brought a lot of celebrities there, but I was also class president growing up. And so I did a lot for my school, and did a lot for my community. And the mayor was on the school board at one point. And so when I came back and I did the premiere, she wanted to surprise me with something because of everything that I had always continued to give back into my town. So she did the declaration on the night of the premiere party.
Nice.
And that was such a beautiful surprise and blessing.
Very nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank
so
you.
what day is your day?
September 8th.
September 8th, love you. Remember
September
that.
8th is
nice.
National Erica Peeples Day in Mount Clemens, Michigan.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what brought you to California?
Oh, well, I mean, besides, being an actress and, this is the place to be for acting, I feel like I was led here. I was in New York first. So I went to Juilliard in New York. I graduated from school, and I stayed there after I graduated. And I liked New York. It was great, but I grew up in the suburbs, and I grew up in the small town, so I needed something that, still gave me a little action, but gave me some nature and some, neighborhood feel to it. So I decided that I don't need to be in New York. I really wanted to be in LA, and I just left off of just kind of instinct and gut. Like God was like, you need to be here. And so I came.
Nice. So when did you realize you wanted to be an actress?
When did I realize I wanted to be an actress? I would say these seats, I got scoot up in these seats. When I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I was 6 years old, and I used to watch shows like Kids Incorporated, Mickey Mouse Club, watch all of those shows. And I just remember watching the TV and saying, I want to be that. I want to be those kids on the show.
Nice.
And then I told my mom and dad I wanted to be an actress at 6 years old, and they put me in acting classes. They found some acting classes in the town, and I started training at 6 years old.
Nice. Very nice. So it was the Mickey Mouse Club and that's
Kids Incorporated.
That
It was just, I think
inspired
it was just really being able seeing kids on television in general, and just seeing like how much fun they were having, and feeling like that's what I want to, that's what I want to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what would you say has been your greatest win so far?
Ooh, so many, but I recently produced, co-wrote, and starred in a movie that's on BET Plus. It's called Heart for the Holidays.
Yep.
And that to me was my biggest feat because I was able to be a part of all parts of the production. I was a part of casting. I was a part of location scouting, and putting it all together. I was able to put people that I love in the movie and employ people that I love and work with people that I love, which was a good feeling. I was able to have my own team. And so to me, that was the biggest feat so far.
Very nice. So you also produced All I Want for Christmas.
Yes, I did.
Yes. So is there a difference being behind the camera versus being in front of it?
Yes. Well, when I'm behind the camera, I feel like producing is more of a leader role. It's more of like about everybody else. You know, it's not about me at all. Not that being in front of the camera is about me, because it's just about me going into me to be able to really just focus on this character and tell the story and find these emotions. But when I'm a producer, it's about everybody else and putting the moving pieces together. So I would say, you know, the difference between being behind the scenes is I'm more of the leader that's a team player and putting everything together. And as an actress, it's just about me telling the story.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what would you say has been the best career advice that someone has given to you?
Okay, so I had a couple different wonderful pieces of advice along the way. I remember specifically, I was at Juilliard, and I was in my third year, and it was really, really hard, and I just wanted to like give up. I didn't want to do it. And I went to ABFF Film Festival, and I met Robert Townsend, and he and I connected, and he said, and I asked him, I said, you know, could you come to Juilliard and talk to some of the black children there so that we can have a good representation, or someone that could just lead us and guide us along the business that looks like us and represents us. And he said, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I do want to meet with you. And he said, you know, what are you doing at this time tomorrow? Because I'll be in LA. We were both going back to LA. And he said, I want to find you. We're going to meet for lunch, and I want you to bring a notebook. So I said, okay. And so my mom was all excited. I was like, you won't believe what happened, Mom. And so I go, and I took the notebook. I did what he said. We met for lunch, and he gave me, and he didn't even know that I was in the space of wanting to give up. But we had that conversation, and I was like, it's just so hard, and I just don't feel connected. And he said, you have to finish. He said, what you will do is graduate. And he was like, what I want you to do is write down the name of these agents, and I want you to reach out to them so that you're prepared for when you come out. And he told me that I had a similar energy to Beyonce and Halle Berry, and they were both at that same place where they wanted to give up, and he worked with both of them.
Oh, wow.
And he told them the same thing. So the best advice I believe I was given on this path was from Robert Townsend, when he told me to graduate and not give up. And I think I've taken that through everything I've done, is not give up. And then also there's my parents who've always, you know, instilled faith and love and God in me. And so the best advice they gave me was to turn to God for whatever, anything I need to get through, I can get through it, as long as I get on my knees and pray and put it all in God's hands.
Yep, give it to God.
So, right.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Yes, he will.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
God is good. Right?
So have you done your dream project yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I have 2 dream projects that I would like to do. One that I create myself, which is playing Lorraine Hansberry and telling her story.
Okay.
If you don't know who she is, she was the writer of A Raisin in the Sun. And we all know Raisin in the Sun.
Oh,
is a huge
yeah,
play.
yeah.
It's a huge play that's transcended through generations. And the other one would be to play a superhero.
And what kind of superhero would that be?
I would love to be the Black Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So put
Very
that out in the
nice.
universe.
Yes. Black Wonder Woman love is coming soon.
Black Wonder Woman. Let's go.
Yes. So you've been in the industry for quite a while.
Yes.
So do you think that there's like a double standard in the entertainment industry when it comes to women?
I just think, you know, for women, we always have to fight a lot harder to be seen, to be recognized, to just be a part of the boys club. There's a boys club, you know, let's be honest, because basically we're supposed to be at home, being domestic, having children, and being wives.
Exactly.
That's all we're
Barefoot
supposed
and
to
pregnant.
do. Right, barefoot and pregnant, okay? So I just feel like we constantly have to work twice as hard to just prove that we belong here and that we can handle and do certain things. So yes and no. I feel like the more women stand up for each other, work together, the more we tell our stories, and the more we put ourselves in different positions, like being directors and producers, you know, we get rid of that double standard.
Yes.
So yes, I feel like there may be, but I feel like it's also about what you feel your path is, and you can get rid of any standard.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever turned down a role?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I've turned down a role because it was it didn't match with me spiritually, or it was more of, it felt like more of a dark kind of demonic genre that I don't want to open that vessel to be a part of.
Right.
So I've turned down a role for that reason. And sometimes I just had to turn down roles because it just didn't mesh with who I am, or doesn't work with my schedule, just in that sense, you know. Or it just, you know, at some point you get in your career where you want to elevate and you can't do certain things that you would love and I would want to do. And even if it's like just doing a favor, but now it's like, okay, but I have to be strategic on what I'm doing and try to elevate to the next level. So unfortunately that happens too. Yeah.
Okay, so you're also a DJ.
I do.
Yes. Yeah.
DJ.
Hey,
I like
turn
to
up.
DJ.
Okay, so how long have you been DJing?
So I started DJing, I'd say right before the pandemic.
Okay.
So like 2020, maybe. Hasn't been that long. I've always been connected to music, love music. But a friend of mine, close friend of mine, his name is Maxwell DePaula. We went to Juilliard together, and he has a DJ company. And I saw him DJing, and I asked him if he would teach me. He taught me, and I said, this isn't enough. I need to do this like every day. So he helped me get like a used board, and then I started DJing. I would DJ all night, every night for hours and hours and hours. Especially during the pandemic, I just loved it. And then I decided to take it a step further, and I took a course in London at the London School of Music for DJing. And then, you know, I've just been doing it ever since. And I've done quite a few events. I like to host my own events. I love changing or curating an energy and a vibe in a room. So it's beautiful when when people just get together and they dance and they feel good. And it's just, I love being a part of that change.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, so I love it.
And then you're also a poet.
I am.
Yeah. So who or what inspired you to get into poetry?
So poetry was something that I've always done as a child. As I remember being maybe 10 or 11, and I just liked my handwriting at one point, right?
Yeah.
And so I would just sit and I would write. And then whenever I would go through something, whether it be love or like sadness or needing some strength, I would write. And when I write, it's like a channel. For me, it's a channel to God. So things just come out. They come out, and they came out in poetry. And then it started helping me get through things. It would help me get through breakups.
Love it.
It would help me, you know, just get through being in my head.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got into poetry. And then I started putting it out there when I got older. You know, maybe like my second, third year in college.
Okay.
I started to just kind of let people in on poetry, and I would go to more poetry sessions, and I just love it. In fact, I love it so much that my brother and I started a company called Erica Peeples, and we host poetry competition events. And we did a whole Soho House tour, and we had the best poets from every city come and compete. And then we would have live music and DJ. We would DJ. It's a vibe. It's a beautiful thing. And I think the culture of poetry is needed. It's missed. It's needed, and we need it back.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
It's a long answer to your
it's fine. It's
your
fine.
question, but
Do you have a favorite poem that you wrote?
Do I have a favorite poem? Yes, I do.
You gonna share with us?
I knew you were gonna ask. So let me see. Do I remember it? So I have a poem called "No More."
Okay.
No more artistry. It's kind of both sides. So should I recite it to you or to this?
That one.
To that one? Yeah. Well, hello. Okay, here we go. So, no more deaf and blind child with neglected pleasures being addicted to denial. No more, because I've unshut my eyes. It's time to go back to my artistry. I gotta let my words keep flowing, because it's only to thee that I've been owing. Time to reap what I've been sowing. Yes, you started the light. It's been dim for some nights, but now it's time to shine bright. That's right, I'm taking flight. Led by my spiritual insight, it's divine right that everything I've been praying is beginning to manifest into reality. Because you see, I'm not trying to fit in with society. I'm trying to be my own boss. So I guess to society, I am lost. Because the price of living seems to be too high, and I don't even want to know how much integrity costs. But I can gain wisdom. I can earn wisdom. I can learn wisdom for free. I gotta go back to my artistry. I gotta go back to me. No more.
Love it. So if you could leave a mark on the world, what would that be?
Love. Love. I truly believe that every person, every child, every being needs love. And I believe that God is love, and love changes the world. So I would like to be that love that is left as an imprint on the world. And when you think of me, you think of love.
I love that. I love that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And so you asked me, what mark do you want to leave on the world?
Honestly, I really don't think about like leaving a mark on the world. There's a few people that mean the world to me. And so as long as I mean the world to them, like that's good enough for me. I guess I would like to be remembered as being kind, and also being an inspiration, especially to women, young and old, and helping them understand that you're not limited by your age or your gender. And there's really no age limit on living the life that you've always dreamed of living.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's important too, because you think when you turn 30 or I'm about to turn 40. I'm not afraid to say it because I'm excited.
Yeah.
But you think you're supposed to feel like you're made it or at this certain place, or when I'm 30 I'm going to feel like this, but you actually don't. You feel the same. You just feel like, okay, this is the age I am, but I don't know. What you're saying is important to more women, for more women to know.
Absolutely, because we kind of, as women, we get into this, this mind frame of, okay, I have to have kids, I have to raise them, and my life is not mine, and I can't do this and I can't do that, and I'm like, oh no, honey, it's like, because I've raised my kids, and now it's my time. Yeah, I've chosen me. Finally in my life, I have chosen myself, and I'm following my dreams now.
I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
Thank you.
Choosing them helped you to really choose you even more, because
absolutely
you had to go through that.
Yes,
had to make sure they were good. And
yes, absolutely.
Now you could do it for them. You damn sure could do it for yourself,
absolutely.
right?
Yes, yes.
And I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so
huge.
much.
And I'm happy to be a part of supporting you and you choosing you.
Thank you, and I'm so honored to have you here as a guest.
You.
And I have something for you.
You have something for me?
I do, yes. So my sister Gigi and I, we own a fragrance. We have.
Okay, talk about living dreams. She's like, oh, you're here on my podcast. I'm so honored to have you here. By the way, I make a fragrance.
It's just a little something.
I'm excited. Yes, this is amazing.
So
I love fragrances.
Thank you. So we have our essential perfume.
Okay.
This is Lay Elegance, and she has notes of white peony and vanilla.
Okay.
Just smell that real quick.
First of all, look at the bottle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you see the presentation? I love it. Ooh. It's so me, first of all, because it's soft, it's clean. It's like, I just want to keep smelling
I
myself.
know.
Okay,
We wanted to create
I can put it
fragrance.
on?
Oh, absolutely. This is yours. We wanted to create
I
a
wanna put it on
fragrance.
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to.
Look, honey, it's your honey. You do what you want
It's so
with
good.
it.
I got to put it on now.
It's
Let's
yours.
see.
Go ahead.
Put it behind the ear. These are the places. Put it behind the ear because it stays. And right here. Oh, that's
Love
lovely.
it. Yes. So she is called Lay Elegance.
Okay, Lay Elegance.
Yes. And then we have our essential cologne called Otis, which stands for On
Is
to
that a
Infinite
crown, though?
Success. It is a crown.
Okay,
It's a crown.
It's all about the presentation right now.
It's all about the presentation,
okay?
lovies.
First of all, I love to consider myself a queen. I'm sitting here with a queen. We are queens.
Yes, we are.
And the fact that she just handed me a crown is living proof. This is so beautiful.
Thank you. So he has notes of amber, musk, and sandalwood.
Ooh. That's nice too. This is like it's like a lavender. Is there lavender in here? There's no lavender.
There's no lavender, no.
But it's like you know when you walk into the one hotel and it has that beautiful clean, but like just a little bit stronger than the other one, but it's lovely.
Thank you.
I just mix these two together.
Oh yeah. We find a lot of people like to mix them with each other, and then they also like to mix them with their other favorite fragrances.
Thank you.
Of course, yes. So that is yours to keep.
This is mine to keep. So how do I get more?
So you can go to our website, layelegance.com, and you can order online. And you can also follow us on Instagram at layelegance.co.
Layelegance.com.
Yes. So how
and
can
why
my
did you
follow
name it Lay Elegance?
Well, to us, Lay Elegance means like classy, diva, bossy. And so we wanted to create a fragrance that lived up to that standard.
Well, sign me up.
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's so
thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, lovies, that's it for this edition of the Many Wigs Podcast. And remember, if it's popping, I got a wig for that topic. Bye.